Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Bob Rock, and this is the B Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. Welcome, everybody. Hope you all are good, and hope everybody has had an amazing weekend. Looking forward to interacting with you guys and catching up with everybody, and let's see what's going on in the world of RC drifting this week. So what's been happening, guys? Are you good? What's going on? Let us know in the comments what's happening. Be nice to hear from you all. Thank you, Perry. Thank you. I try and be a bit sharp, you know. So this week's episode, we have a few interesting little topics I wanna talk about. I know usually in the comments or usually in the descriptions leading up to the episode, I always give a little insight into what we're going to be talking about during the episode. And this time, I don't know, I didn't focus on it. Probably because I've had so much of feedback on the worldwide drift group, which was very encouraging. Thank you all so much for participating. I really appreciate it. It was neck and neck. It was close for a little bit, and then Europe takes it, which was crazy. Yeah, it was amazing to see how much of feedback we got there, and and then Europe took it. So I'm bringing you guys a nice little track out from Europe, but more of that later. Probably at around half an hour's time. I'll be featuring the track. So closer to that time, I'll give you guys more information. So to start things off, I had a very interesting not really that interesting, but a very important question did come up. Somebody asked, so can I use like an entry-level radio, or does it or do I have to get that high-end radio? So it made me think. He actually had a decent point there. Do you really need a high-end radio, or don't you? Would an entry-level radio suffice or not? Because at the moment I'm helping out a young lad who's getting into RC drifting, and he's asked me to build up he's just purchased a new chassis, a D5, because that's fitting into his budget at the moment, and so he's asked me to build that. So keep an eye on that. I'll bring you guys some nice build pics and stuff like that. So he has an entry-level radio, but the problem with this radio, it's like a 2-channel radio, and you can't set endpoints on it, and it's like really budget and really entry level. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work. It will work, but not how you want it to work. So again, budget radio, do you really need it? So let's eliminate the absolute budget radios from the whole scenario and go entry level. So what are we talking? Maybe, and I'm not even considering Spectrum, although I suppose you would include some models of the Spectrum radios in there, the ones that have a bit of some options for adjusting, some options for endpoint setting, or those kinds of functions. Then we got to look at the main two runners in the game. So it's, for me, in my opinion, Senwa and Futaba, you can't touch them. Even the entry level radios, um, they come standard with features and functions that you would need for RC drifting. And I think that's where everybody should start, really. If you're gonna get into drifting, you gotta get, even if it's entry level, it's gotta be decent. I was reading an article or some info. I was just breezing through on the webs and came across something very interesting, which I'm sure many of us have advised um, the new guys coming in, or guys just wanting info. And one of the important things they said was, don't skimp on your radio. And I 100% agree with that. Even if uh, you're just starting out, I think if you invest in a really good radio one time, it's gonna last you literally years. So we shouldn't skimp on the radio. Get something good that has good amount of functions, that has great response, um, and it's really good quality, and you'll be fine for the rest of the time. And I think that's a thing that the new guys should aim for. If anything, good electronics, a great radio, and you can go with an entry level chassis and you'll be just fine. But I think many of you would agree that um, your electronics, you buy good, you buy one time, and it'll last you a long time. So that was pretty much all I had thought about for budget versus high end. I suppose at the end of the day, I always, as much as I like all the nice fancy stuff, I really always consider my pocket first. Um, and I'm sure many of you guys as well think of the same. You always think of the budget first. However, if there is something that I really want, that I'm really after, then I definitely save up and then buy. So, and I found that amongst the new guys coming into the hobby, I think a lot of them are really impatient. I don't know if you guys notice that as well, but I just feel like the new guys are a little bit impatient. They want to rush into everything, rush and get a chassis. Okay, fine. We won't say anything bad about rushing out and getting a chassis. But then after that, you buy a good chassis, then you want to skimp on the electronics, then you buy weak electronics, you put it in, you run it for maybe 1 or 2 sessions, and you're like, nah, this is not right for me. Then you want to go for the high-end electronics. You've already wasted money there. You're never going to get back. Whereas if you invested it properly one time, it'll save you time and money. So I found that a lot of new guys are rushing that way, and we need to try and advise them that that's not the right and the best way to go about things. Rushing into getting electronics, and then going for looks over performance. I mean, I've been there as well. I also wanted like a fantastic looking body, not really worried how the car performs, more concerned about how it looks. And then the moment I made the conscious decision to listen to the guys that's in the game and take the advice and focus on the performance, that's when everything changed. So, the guys told me, look, don't worry about the body. Go for the performance. The body, you can always make it look pretty later. Get the car running properly first. Then you worry about everything else. So that worked out quite well for me. And then so on the new front, or how can I put it? Okay, I'm just trying to sound fancy for no reason, really. But a new product that's showing its or rearing its head is the new rear knuckles from Revdi. Um, they do look a lot like the Yokomo ones, but I see it has way more holes for adjusting your camber gain and your roll center, which I think is I think that adds that just that element of really fine tuning. So I've read the article that Takahiro-san has written regarding the rear knuckles, and it kind of makes sense that they're including that amount of holes for adjusting your camber gain and roll center. So in his article, which he uploaded to Amiblo, I think that's how you say it. So he's included some diagrams and a description of how you can adjust your the rear knuckles and what performance you can expect out of it for the different type of tracks that you have. Be it something that's more how can I put it, more gentle with bigger sweeps, or if you have a track that's more where more switching is involved and it's more technical, what do you do then? So I think it's definitely going to be, I can't say a game changer, but it's definitely going to add to performance, which is really awesome. And I think that's definitely something which is going to add value to your chassis in terms of performance. So it's something you definitely should look out for and probably go for. I think that's going to be a great addition. That's the Revdi knuckles. That's still in development at Revdi. And for the guys that just joined in, welcome to the B-Rock RC show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. This is your host Bob Rock, and we are talking anything and everything about RC drifting. At the moment, the topic at hand is the new Revdi rear knuckles that is currently in development, and I'm not too sure when it's going to be released, but I think they're quite far ahead in the development, so it should drop anytime soon. I like that they are continuously developing products. However, I have a feeling that these products that they are releasing on social media, they've long been developing these, and they are slowly releasing one product at a time to the public. You know, hey, what's happening, guys? Hey, Blaze and Pascal and everybody, is so good to see you guys joining in and supporting the show. I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much, and thank you all for once again for voting in the poll I put. I was actually, to be honest, I was very surprised to see the number of votes in all the, I mean, for the topics that I sent through. I actually didn't expect that kind of response, so it's really got me amped, and I'm really appreciative of that. And it's nice to see that even though we are in lockdown, we're still managing to keep our spirits up for RC drifting. And well, certain places are opening up again, so I hope you guys will be taking advantage of visiting your local tracks and getting down there and getting a good session or two in. I think that'll be... you guys must tag me in your videos, man. Let me see what's going on, and then let's show the world what you guys are up to, and we'll get it out there and get you guys more guys to join into your track. Wow, okay, time is, well, dragging a little bit. I actually didn't expect to get through my my topics so quickly and reach the point where we are going for the next part of the show. So we're just going to keep talking a little bit, and then we're going to start soon with track talk. Hey Asad, what's happening, my man? So I'm sure a lot of you guys know Asad already. He is the main man behind, or he is the man behind RC Team Jordan, who is producing some amazing products lately. The conversion kits for the YD2, the RMX, and now the D5 are absolutely fantastic. And if you guys are looking for something to give your current chassis a boost, the Beast Mode is definitely one of those chassis you guys should be looking at. Aha. Just getting some info here. What you need? Excellent. Okay, so are you guys ready? I think we've reached a point where we can. It's a little bit early because I did say in about half an hour, which makes it about 10 o'clock in my hometown. But I think since we have a very nice very nice amount of people watching, I think it's only fair that we begin with the track talk. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes if you want to grab more people to come and watch this feature on the next track, because we are traveling all the way to Poland to feature the drift track there. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes, share the link, get more guys in. I was actually expecting more guys from Europe to join in the show, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm sure everybody's busy and got stuff to do. Yeah. So guys, come on, let's hear in the comments what you guys have to say. Are you busy with any new projects? Any new bodies? What's the latest going on in your town? So let me know. Hey Sandra, thank you for joining. It's so nice to see you. Yes, you made it. You made it. You know, in the follow-up podcast, I'll definitely be bringing you. What I'd like to do is to bring you guys a bit of history on perhaps some of the brands that the established brands that we know. So I'm gonna do my best to try and get you guys info. I'm gonna be chatting with a few of the main people, the main names behind the big names. So watch out for that. I'm gonna be trying to get some words from Yokomo. Just learn a little bit of history and sharing with it. I mean, I'm sure everybody would love to know, or has at some point asked the question, like, how did Yokomo start, or how did Overdose get into RC drifting, or what about D-Like? How did they start? You know, I think it'll be interesting to just share some of those background stories into how they started. I think that'll be really awesome. So look out for that. I will be working on it, and then we'll fit it into one of the episodes. So now on to the most important part of my whole podcast, I think, or which has become a very important core part of the B-Rock RC show, and that is Track Talk. I know you guys have been like eagerly awaiting this, so I hope I can do it justice, because I have been learning my Polish. Yes, I will be speaking a little bit of Polish, so please excuse me if I butcher it. I'm going to do my best to pronounce it as I have been taught. I've had two very good teachers who've been teaching me some Polish, so I hope I do you guys proud. Once again, I am feeling a little bit, I'm feeling the pressure. You guys can't see it, but I'm feeling it. And yeah, I hope I do a good job, and I hope I do you guys proud. So, to the guys that just joined in, welcome. This is your host Bob Rock, and this is the B-Rock RC show, and you have made it just in time for our main feature portion of the track. And I'm saying off the track. Sorry, I'm reading comments and I got a little bit sidetracked. My apologies. The main part of the B-Rock RC show, and that is Track Talk, where we feature RC drift tracks from around the world. Last week we featured a beautiful, beautiful track from Japan, which was RCC, done by a very, very good and dear friend of mine, Masumi-san, and I think it was a fantastic episode. So quickly, just to go off topic, to Firoz Zahid. I'm actually from Durban, South Africa, so we can catch up later, my bro. Right, okay, so my friends Sandra and Rudolph have been teaching me a little bit of Polish, so I hope that I don't mess this up too much. So let's begin. Hey, tu Bob Rock, witajcie na moim kanale. And that, yeah. How did that sound? Do I need to repeat it? I don't know. Please tell me. Was it good? Was it bad? Let me say it again. Hey, tu Bob Rock, witajcie na moim kanale. Today's featured RC drift track is all the way from Poland and run by a good friend of mine by the name of Rudolph, who is also my Kamua movement brother. I've known him for a little while now, and the track is actually, we have links to the Kamua both the tracks. So yeah, the track is absolutely Odjasfowy. So I'm told that means like anything in Poland, if it's like really, really awesome, the people there say Odjasfowy. So yeah, I'm sure you guys would. I hope I didn't butcher the Polish language too bad. I really try. I genuinely try to pronounce everything correctly. So I hope I've done that here. So first thing we always ask our track owners is like, what's the name of your track and how did you come up with their name? So Rudolph says we haven't prepared an official name yet, but for now he would describe his track as Odjasfowy. It actually means super freaking awesome, which I just explained, yes. And in his opinion, it's the most accurate and appropriate term for this track. Very, very interesting, because I think if you guys saw earlier, I posted a couple pictures of his track, and it has a very nice feel to it. It does feel very, very smooth, very, it doesn't feel aggressive. It feels like a track that would encourage a lot of tandem drifting, where you can just stay in the door, like from the beginning right through to the end. So I asked him, obviously now with all these beautiful tracks, we got to know where it is. So his track is located in Warsaw, which is the capital of Poland. I mean, that's crazy, man. And the reason why I say it's crazy is because I'm finding these tracks in all over the world, but in little towns. I mean, obviously, a lot of us, if not all of us, have heard of Warsaw. Um, but for me, this is what RC drifting all about. It's the one thing that has actually brought me closer to the world and everybody around the world. So, guys, if you are in Warsaw or you can get to Warsaw, please go there and visit this amazing track. It was created on the premises of an old tractor factory, and the building could be about 30 to 40 years old. Highball. 30 to 40 years old. That is fantastic, man. I think it's nice that you've got an indoor track and at a fantastic what appears to be a fantastic place. It does need a bit of they are busy with dolling it up and painting and just making it look better, but the fact that they have a space to put up this beautiful track, I think it's fantastic. The track is open. They've been running it for less than 3 months, but until now many drifters from the whole of Poland have already visited. Well done drifters in Poland, well done. It's nice to see that even though it's a new track, you guys are supporting that local track. Keep it up, guys. That's an excellent job. Good job. Keep it up. Entry fee is 30 PLN. So I'm assuming 30 Polish LN. I really should have asked Rudolf what PLN means. What is the currency of Poland? If somebody could mention that in the comments, what is it? What's the currency of Poland? But basically, it equates to about €7 for a whole day. Unofficial, the price might pick up, it might drop, it might change. So just please contact the track owners for that. Let's see. Organizing group training every Tuesday evening. Nice. But visitors can come in every other day. Okay, I see. So what's happening here is that even though it's open to everybody, they have a dedicated day for the crew and the club members. Polish zloty. Did I say that right? Polski zloty. I hope I said that right. Do I pronounce it exactly as it's written? Excuse me. Polski zloty. If not, then just message me with the audio, please, so I can get it right. Let's see. The track is open to everybody, as I said. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, you just need to get in touch with the track owner before you visit. Just to give them a heads up, so they make sure that somebody's around and somebody's able to assist if need be, and obviously open up for you guys. Ha! Yes, my Polish is getting better. Yes, Assad, I am getting to that. Let's see, how old is the track? Indoor, outdoor. Like I said, it's roughly 3 months old, and they actually only finished the layout maybe like about 2 weeks back. So I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, okay, if this track is so new, like why am I featuring this track from all the tracks in Europe? Okay, so there's a couple of reasons there. One is Rudolf was actually one of the first people to respond to my request for track owners to get in touch with me so that I can feature their track. The second reason is because I don't think that people know a lot about drift tracks in Poland. We know like the UK, Italy, Germany, and Jeda when they have It's just not coming to me. I can't remember, but I can't remember whether it's Czech Republic or I think Czech Republic. Jeda, where's Jeda from? I I have please excuse me. I have a memory of a goldfish, and for some reason or the other, I can't remember where Jeda is from. It's ridiculous. This COVID bloody thing has really twisted everybody up. Let's see. So obviously we need to know what surfaces they are using, because we know everybody's different, be it tar, concrete, peat tile, carpet. So they chose carpet for their surface, which is a good idea. I mean, there's very little floor prep that you need to do, and all you need to do is make sure your carpet is, I mean, your floor is smooth, and there's no humps and bumps and things that can disrupt your finish. And they laid down the carpet. You know, you guys are actually lucky. You don't know how lucky you are that you have access to that kind of carpet, that fine carpet that you guys use. Because here in SA, we've tried, we've looked, no one has, and no one ever brings in that kind of carpet, that spec of carpet. And even if we wanted to import it, the cost is so astronomical that it just doesn't make sense for us to do it. So you guys are quite lucky that you have access to that carpet. Let's see, he describes it as quite slippery. 20 by 10, 20 meters by 10 meters. That's a big space. That's a really big space. And they are using DS Racing FF0 Mark II as the control tire. So it's interesting to see how many of you guys are actually using DS Racing tires outside of, well, in the countries that you are. Okay, Asad says, same here, no one has bring that carpet in the entire Middle East too. I know, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, 20 meters by 10 meters, that's massive. That's such a it's so awesome, because you have so much of space to create an amazing track. And I think these guys have done it. They have created a very nice track. So really good job, guys. Let's see. So one of the most important questions we gotta ask, like, you know, why would you want to open a drift track, and what's it like owning and running a drift track? The most important thing while preparing the new track was to provide a place comparable in size and quality to tracks from Netherlands, Germany, Sweden, etc. To give us a chance to prepare for comps held abroad. Everybody has some responsibility to keep track in good condition and pay dues to maintain this amazing place. Right, some very good points there. So besides wanting to provide a space for the drifters, they also wanna up their game and up their skills so that they can be on a very competitive level with their European counterparts. I think that's a great idea. And what's also nice to see is that you've given responsibility to each of your members. So for me, what that tells me, if I was a member of that crew, and they came together and they say, okay guys, we are opening this track, and when I say we, I mean all of us, and all of us are responsible for this track, and everyone needs to pitch in to make sure that this track runs properly. I mean, that gives me a sense of ownership, a sense of pride and dignity, and you know, a sense of space. Like you now feel like, okay, this also belongs to me. You're not just a member in the club. you are a part track owner, which is an amazing feeling. It's a lot of work and a lot of responsibility, but just knowing that you are part of something bigger is just an amazing feeling. So good, big up to you guys for doing that and involving everybody in your track. I think that's fantastic, man. You guys should keep it up. Well, because they just started, they obviously don't have any facilities at their track. So like as in something for food, or maybe a hobby shop, but they do have a comfortable service area and some ablution spaces, and nearby the track there is a pizza place. So I think that's cool. I mean, for the moment, that you can run with that. That's fine. That's just fine. The main thing is that you keep the track running and you have people visiting and enjoying. What challenges are you facing managing your track? Okay, it's the first time we have such a large space to develop. Yeah, I mean, like 20 meters by 10 meters. That's no small space. The main problem was to develop it in the right way, which in my opinion was done perfectly. We also had to build a large platform along the main track, which wasn't easy. Okay, the large platform they're talking about is a driver's stand. You definitely at that size or that scale track, you definitely need something that you can step up on that overlooks the entire track. I compared it a lot to my home track, which is also quite big. So we have a nice driver's stand which is a bit high up, and you get this beautiful view of the whole track, and it's just about center. I don't know how we even managed to do that, but it's just about middle of the track, and you can see everything evenly, which works out perfect. And these guys have done the same. Okay, Sandra says, like in our case, 4 people is the main crew, and we have a solid group of people that are regulars, and we all take care of it. Yeah, that's what it's all about. In every crew, you got to have a very solid core, a few members, even 4 or 5, whatever it is. It's got to be people who you absolutely depend on, and for a fact that they will be there no matter what. You can depend on them come rain, shine, snow, hurricane, whatever it is, that they'll be there. And every club needs a core membership like that. So it's nice to hear that others have that kind of setup within their space. Let's see. Well, some of the questions that I asked him actually don't really apply yet, because he is a new track. However, they are planning on hosting some competitions at the track. So guys in Poland, you should keep an eye out for that. And also for the guys that are close by Poland, I think it would be awesome if you guys support their comps whenever it does happen. Most popular chassis at the track, our group has 17 members. 17 members! Wow, that's way more than I have in my crew, including some of the best drifters in our country. So mostly YD2s, a few D5s, a few PDS, and some rare chassis like the one Travis and the OD Gab. Ah, nice. So they have a nice selection, a nice variety of chassis there. So the one thing that has been glaringly obvious is the popularity of the Yokomo and the YD2 series. It's just insane how all over the world the most popular chassis is a YD2. And for that fact, you gotta give credit where it's due. There's a reason why the chassis is so popular, because it's just that good. And then if you want to make your chassis even better, you just go with the Team Jordan. and you'll turn your beast of a chassis into a legendary chassis. How do you accommodate for the new drifters and for people who want to try drifting for the same time? And if so, how do you do it? Okay, so they have some ready-to-drive chassis for people who want to try out. Because of difficulty in the main course, in the near future, we're going to set up a smaller track, especially for beginners. That's nice. So they have the space to accommodate for new drifters, for beginners, on a course that's a little less technical, a lot more easy. So get the people in, and so the newbies are not heavily intimidated by this track. I know we at our track also sometimes we have that problem where we have new guys wanting to come and drift at the track, and the moment they get there and they have a look at it, and then the eyes go like this, it goes massive, and then like, holy cow, no, we can't do that, we cannot drift it. So it's nice that they're accommodating for the new drifters in that way. Let's see. Okay, sorry, we have a little extra note from Rudolph. He hasn't mentioned what Sandra said. The whole organization is based on 4 great people: Sandra, Adrian, Marcin, and Blaze. Sorry, I'm just gonna say your name, Blaze J. Yeah, I like that. I like the sound of it. Without their hard work, we could not achieve that. Your comments are noted, Rudolph. Thank you for that. And a big shout out to these 4 amazing people: Sandra, Adrian, Marcin, and Blaze J. Well done to you guys for keeping the hobby alive, man. You know, the world needs people like you, people who keep the spirit of RC going. I know you guys are more or less involved in the crawling scene, and well, not really off-road, more the crawling scene. But yeah, it's I mean, I've always known you guys to also dabble a little bit in drifting, so it's nice to see you guys put so much of effort, and also for the people in your country respond to your efforts. So keep it up, guys, keep it up. Let's see. So ask him favorite moments or memories at the track. So Rudolph says great atmosphere, and every hour the training will be a fantastic memory. Yes, very, very important. At your track, you got to make sure that you have a very warm, welcoming, and energetic vibe at your track. Otherwise, it's just gonna be, it's gonna feel awkward, you know, and you don't want your track to feel awkward, because that people will just slowly drift away, excuse the pun. So hence I've said in previous podcasts that guys who are more experienced, who are more senior at your track, need to be the ones at the forefront where new guys come in, where newbies come in, or just when you have guests from out of town come in. We need to be at the forefront and saying, welcome guys, give them a warm welcome, you know, let's go, let's drift, let's stand them together, have a look at the chassis. Oh no, your car is not performing quite right. I think if you make X, Y, and Z changes, your car will be fantastic. And I promise you, those people will be more and more inclined to stay or to come back. So just keep that in mind. Senior guy, this one goes out to the more experienced senior drifters out there. Please, it's not your responsibility, it's not even your problem, but if we are to keep RC drifting going, we as guys who are more experienced in this game need to make it our duty to encourage and and welcome new drivers and newbies in here. You know, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Okay, so my friend here, Mr. Minda, I hope I'm saying your surname right, because I don't want to say your first name because I have a feeling I'm going to butcher it. And the pronunciation in my mind versus what I'm reading versus what I think it should sound like is completely different. So I'm just going to call you Mr. Minda. To be honest, the hype is real with that track. Biggest place in the country, comp spec layout. Everyone who keeps drifting fun, but seriously already was there or want to go in the near future. I'm very, very happy to hear that. I'm honestly very happy to hear that. It makes me all warm and fuzzy inside, you know. I suppose it's because I love this hobby so much, and I've received so much from this hobby that I try and give back twice as much, 5 times as much, 10 times as much as I get out of the hobby. And it gets me genuinely excited and happy when I see the people like yourselves enjoying the facilities that others are providing. So we got another comment from coming from Robert. We should okay, let me roll back here. We should look on this, how great job they done. In this madness time, a lot of tracks in the whole world was permanently closed. Yes, because of COVID-19 and no money going. They opened a track in this madness time. Yes, absolutely agree with you, Robert. It's incredibly impressive that they've managed to do this, and I hope that they will be able to keep it running for many years. Hey, what's up, Jordan? Nice to see you, brother. Keep it fun since day one. Yeah, cheers to you. If 11 others watching, keep this a like and a share. Thank you so much, Jordan. Really appreciate it. Jordan, if you guys know, is the man behind Scaled Science. Yeah, he's the main man out there. Now, you know, my podcast got nothing on Scale Science. He is really classy, way more informative and a lot more fun. So you guys should really check out his page and watch his live videos, watch his streams. It really is awesome. Okay, so back to our Odjasfowy track out in Poland. And see, I'm getting a little bit cocky about my pronunciation of Polish. I love it. Future plans for the track, if any, make it more and more Odjasfowy. Yes, I think that's going to be my go-to word. I'm going to try not to say it too many times because then it becomes annoying. Okay, so I also asked him as well, do you have any social media accounts that you would like me to give a shout out to? Let's see. At the moment, it doesn't have any, but for now you can follow. Please excuse me if I don't pronounce this right. Cosmoto RC Drift Team. They are on Facebook and Instagram as well. So if you can just hit the search bar on Facebook, search for Cosmoto RC Drift Team, you should find them. And yeah, that's and that brings the end of our feature track, the Odjasfowy track out in Poland. For today's episode of Track Talk. I hope you guys have enjoyed that feature, and I hope I did okay with my Polish. So before I round off Track Talk, I want to give a big shout out to Sandra and Robert for teaching me a little bit of Polish. Dzięki to Sandra for that, and thank you to Rudolph for that as well. Really appreciate you guys showing me the love and support, and I hope I've done you guys justice to you guys. Yes, okay, so the guys are actually, if you go through the comments, the guys are putting up the links to the social media. I wish they told me beforehand, but that's okay, it's no problem. So we got RC Nenox. They have a very nice channel. I did watch that. I did watch their channel a little bit, and time to time I try and catch their episodes. Miss Boss RC on Instagram. Miss Boss RC. Sandra is so cool. Yeah, you know, Sandra, you gotta teach me that one. You gotta teach me. Oh yeah, Jinky. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. Sorry, but I would like to learn a little more Polish, just maybe a few more words. Rudolph, though, he's giving me shoot. I asked him to please tell me how to pronounce something in Polish, and he hit me with the most hectic Polish I've ever come across. And it was such a tongue twister. I was like, oh my god, I give up. I lost even before I started. It was insane. But I must admit, I really enjoy languages. So I feel a little bit more closer to you guys if I learn a little bit of your language. So I'm hoping to learn a little bit more. So last week was Japanese. This week is Polish. Next week, where are we going? So I was thinking long and hard about this, and I think it's only fair that since the Canadians have done so well with getting so close to knocking Europe out, and to think it was just like one city against the whole of Europe. They came quite close. So I think it's only fair that I featured their track next week. So and please, I hope you guys don't mind, and I hope you guys don't get too upset for all my friends who have already passed on the information about their tracks. I hope you guys don't mind. I would like to feature the track out from Canada next, and I promise you that I will get to each of your tracks in the episodes to come. I don't want to double up on featuring tracks in each episode, because I feel like each track deserves their own special moment, their own time, their own special feature. I think that yeah, that's it. I think each track deserves their own time and their own mention, which is why I'm not gonna double up on track features on my track talk, because as I said, I think they all deserve a chance as well. But I do give you my word that I will get to each of your tracks, and I will feature all of you. And now that my gear has sort of arrived, and I'm getting used to everything, the podcast will be a lot better. It will look a lot better, and also I'll be able to show you guys videos and slides and pictures and other media in my podcast. So at least it'll make things a lot more exciting. So with that being said, I have some work to do, because I need to do a little bit of fine adjustments on my chassis to my beast mode. So The high motor mount wasn't exactly working for me too well. For some reason, I don't know, it just wasn't gelling too well with me. So I changed to the mid-low to low motor mount, and I added in that beautifully designed and beautifully cut dragon bridge, which I'm absolutely loving. I'll show you guys some pictures soon, and yeah, I'm going to be working on that a little bit later. Watching some Netflix, no chilling though. Just catching up on some series there and working on my chassis. Let's see. Bro, please do me a favor. Send me an audio clip of how you pronounce your name. It's like killing me that I can't pronounce your name. One day you guys need to check Driftonia Track 2. Amazing place here in Poland. Yeah, please link me up to the track owner there, or whoever's responsible for the track. I'd love to feature them. You know, do a nice little turnaround. So the plan is, okay, I've been to Japan, and when I say I've been to Japan, I mean like the tracks that are featured. Japan and now Poland. So Japan, Europe. Next we're going to Canada. Then I think we're gonna come back to Europe. Then after that, it's either Africa, South Africa, or we're gonna be going to the US, and then from the US back to Japan, hopefully Korea as well, and Malaysia. I'm actually waiting on Malaysia. From Malaysia, we're gonna go back to Europe, back to the US, and we're gonna be bouncing between the US and Europe a little bit. I actually did get a hold of Vicky from Yeda, but he is horribly busy, and I think because he's so busy he actually declined. But I need to go back and just check with him again. I haven't gotten anybody from Russia. Yeah, are you guys aware of any drift tracks out in Russia that we could feature? Let me know in the comments or message me. It'll be awesome. And then, hey, wait a minute. Middle East, Assad, come on, hook me up, man. You gotta hook me up with something there. Let me know what's going on there in the Middle East. I'm waiting for my boy Asif and getting something from Kuwait. And let's see, where else? Oh, that reminds me, Portugal. I'm gonna be going to Portugal as well. I managed to get hold of this awesome dude out in Portugal who's gonna hook me up there. Which reminds me, I need to hook up with my friends Jessica and Juan. I'm sure there's a track out there in Spain. I did try Brazil. What's the guy's name? Rafael from Brazil. I sent him a message. He read it, but he didn't reply. I don't know if maybe he didn't understand what I said, or maybe he's just a bit tied up. I don't know, but we'll see. So in the next podcast, we're going to be looking at what's the latest, what's going on in the world of RC drifting. I'd love to feature some of your guys' work. If anybody is interested in featuring your work, please message me, and I will make space and accommodation for you on my podcast. Doesn't matter what project it is. Maybe you are busy with some track features. Maybe you're busy with a body that you're working on. Maybe you just want to show off your chassis. Let me know. Which leads me to another point I've been wanting to talk about, and it's track design. And I would love to get some of your comments on track design. Like, what makes a good track design? What are the key elements that one would need to include when designing for a track? How do you, yeah, Perry, exactly. Rafael Montero, I messaged him. I didn't get a response, unfortunately. Maybe I caught him at a bad time and it slipped his mind to reply. But hopefully he changes his mind. He gets in touch. Yeah. So like I was saying, like what makes a track good? What are the key elements that one would need for a really nicely designed track? Do you just go for sort of copying one of the existing drift tracks out there? Like I know a few guys have done Ebusu or one of the other Japanese drift tracks, which I can't remember now. But or maybe do you come up with your own design, or maybe you come up with something that's a bit more fluid, as in something you can change up often. Like in my case, my good friend Llewellyn, he's designed our track, and it's a static track. We can't change the layout. We can go forward and reverse, and that's about it. But mind you, it's challenging. The lanes are a bit narrow, so it's unforgiving. One small mistake and you are into the barrier. So that's been really good in training us to drift in a small space. So that's really worked out for us. Like our track, we have a combination of long sweeps, short technical sections, narrow lanes that makes it very difficult at first to stay off the barrier, but it's good training, and it encourages, I won't say encourage, but it really teaches you to get into the next door in a tight space. I've seen some tracks where lanes are wide and you can run like maybe 3 or 4 cars in the same, alongside each other. So there's a whole host of different things. So Asad says the crowd is very important about having a good track. Absolutely agree. Atmosphere is everything. But I mean, in terms of the actual track design itself, technical, smooth, whatever your track is, it has to be flowing. So you might need to do a couple of runs through the track and make sure that you don't have any awkward corners or awkward switches. The switches should feel, I won't say natural, but it should feel good. Like it shouldn't feel like you're fighting the switch, or a long sweep, for example. It shouldn't feel like your car is crying to make it through that sweep. There should be enough sort of road for you to gain momentum to hit that. I'd say on our track, the very interesting features about our track is there's 2 embanked sweeps that we have. So initially our idea for our track build was to build something similar to, and it's going to sound so cliche, but the idea was to create something like an initial D type track where we have a little Tuge mountain pass kind of thing. Unfortunately, it was a lot more challenging than we thought, and so we just opted to raise 2 sweeps, and it's just 1 brick height, so that's about 85 mils high. So we got enough track to gain that momentum to climb it. But the beauty part about these embanked sweeps was that The moment if you hit it at the right angle with the right momentum, it just sucks your car in and it spits it out, and it's a beautiful thing. We've had a lot of good moments, a lot of good memories on the track, so it's definitely something to consider. Let's see. So okay, hey Wolf, how you doing, my man? Assad says smooth, not too technical, and allows easy tandems. True. Yeah, I agree. But tandems on a technical track are harder, but also a lot more rewarding. Yes. You know, at first, seeing our track design, I must admit, I was against it. I was like, no, why does it have to be so tight? Can't we make the lanes wider? And my friend was like, no, you leave it at that narrow width. We should learn how to drift in a narrow track, because when it's going to be easier if we get to a wider track. And at the time I wasn't so sure, but you know, as we travel to do comps in other regions and everything, you know, then I really appreciated his vision, which I hadn't seen at the time, and we owe a lot to him. And in fact, his track design is like so good. Like I said, we have a combination of smooth flowing, fast sections, technical sections. There's a little bit of everything for everybody. Okay, so Pascal asks, how narrow is your track? The lanes are not wider than I'd say 1.1 meters. So it's not wider than 1100 mils. If I had to, yeah, I'd say at the max in certain sections it might be like about 1.2 meters, about 1200 mils. But most of the track, it's like 1000 millimeters wide, 1 meter wide. So it's actually not, it's pretty narrow. It's pretty narrow. If I had to stack cars next to each other, it'll be like up against the door with no space. It's probably like maybe about 3 or 4 cars. Let's see. Well, like ours is 1.2 meters. Yeah, I think that definitely trains you to be a lot more focused, a lot more diligent with your drifting in a narrow space. And then when you go to a wide space, you're just like on it, man. They can't touch you. And also for tandeming, because you're so narrow, you really got to push yourself a lot more harder to be in the door. So then when you get to a wide track, you're like all over the opponent. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so that's wow, okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have to say about track designs, unless you guys have more comments to share. I'll hang about and have a chat with you guys. Let's see. Assad says ours is 80 centimeters wide, so 800 mils. Wow, that is narrow, dude. That is narrow. Even if it's a small track, jeepers, 800 mils, narrow as narrow. I don't even want to see it. Wow, 80 centimeters wide. Sure, can barely fit 2 cars in there. Are you guys even managing to tandem? You're probably just like following behind each other. That's already quite technical line. Yeah. But you know, I know it's really narrow, but and that would make it technical already. But it's really gonna train the drifters there. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. Jeffrey says our track is 832, 33 inches wide. Wow, that's also pretty narrow. How are you guys managing with these narrow tracks? I mean, I thought our track was narrow, but geez, you guys are like on another level. Oops. On another level. Jeez. I'd love to see your track, bro. Please message me if you haven't already. I said, okay, that's why I'm looking at another place. Yeah, look, you know, I may have said what I said about your track that is narrow and everything, but let's look at the facts. The fact is that you have a drift track which you can drift with, and the fact is that something is better than nothing. So, hey, more power to you, man. Let's see. Pascal says sometimes not more than 40 centimeters, but just for play. Yeah, look, I think if you go anything smaller than 800, it's just yeah, that's just for yourself and one car. It's just way too difficult for two cars. I mean, you gotta have like some serious control. You gotta be at a really high level, in my opinion, to be drifting in tandem with in a track that's narrower than 800. So I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it does sound very Odjasfowy. And just so the guys know, Odjasfowy means super awesome, anything that's absolutely amazing. The guys in Poland, in the Polish language, they call it Odjasfowy. So yeah, I think that's a fantastic word. So guys, I think I've been talking a bunch of absolute rubbish this episode besides the track talk. Okay, so we'll take a few more comments. John says, I like that narrow tracks can aid in forcing people onto a good line, and it's great training practice, but it's not likely to work in a comp setup, and also difficult on a busy track net with lots of new people. Oh my god, I can only imagine, bro. New new guys, narrow track equals disaster. You got to give them their own space. They're probably bashing into the barriers and spinning out, and then just causing absolute mayhem as though it's a pile up on the freeway, on the highway. Yeah, but you know, I actually think that in a narrow track, a comp setup is what you need more, because that's more finely tuned for absolute control, absolute traction, and a more finely tuned chassis will work better in a narrow track than something that's just sort of, you know, just there. So I'm gonna have to yeah, that's my opinions on that. But yeah, I agree, man. You can't put newbies on a narrow technical track. It's just gonna be insane. So thank you once again to everybody for joining in the B-Rock RC show. Really appreciate it. Another episode. This is episode 7 of season 2 of the B-Rock RC show. You can catch all my previous episodes on my YouTube channel. I usually upload the episode the next day onto my YouTube channel, and then I send the link to this page, so you guys can catch up on all the previous podcasts there. And if you just want to breeze through season 1, all of the episodes are on my YouTube channel as well. So for the guys that didn't know, season 1 was an all audio podcast from Facebook as well. Initially, that was my whole plan. I had always wanted to do an audio podcast, but hey, you know, things evolved, and I think it was a much better decision to go on video and do a podcast this way. Like I said, I got my gear going, so the future episodes are definitely going to be looking a whole lot better. I'll be able to bring you a lot more media. Instead of just talking about what I'm talking about, I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm very excited about it. I have a few good friends who's helping me set that up, so really appreciate you guys. I also I gotta give a very special mention and a very big shout out to a very special guy who's helped me on this journey, James Simpson. Thank you so much, bro, for what you have done. I really appreciate it. I will forever be indebted to you. But even bigger than that, there's one guy out there who's actually been with the podcast since day one, since even before day one, and who's helped me develop some of the media that you're seeing, or that you see, that infamous or that famous logo that you see every time I post, the B-Rock RC show, that whole setup. I gotta give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Rich, aka Young Clooney. I'm sure you guys have seen him, seen the name. So yeah, he's been phenomenal, not only with that, but also giving me feedback and telling me straight up what I'm doing right and wrong, and then just guiding me along. So he's been a great mentor. Thank you, my bro. And lastly, before I go, I just want to thank each and every single one of the viewers out there, and each and every single person that comes out and watches my show live. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I wouldn't be doing it for another season. So I hope that I will be able to do more shows now, and I will definitely be seeing you guys again. Thank you again, Sandra. Yeah, I really appreciate it. No, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity for featuring your track. I hope you keep well, and I'll catch up with you later. So that brings us to the end of today's episode of the B-Rock RC show. Please remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as the page. Turn on your notifications so that you know each time I go live or when I post updates about anything and everything. You can also catch me on my regular Facebook profile, which is Bob Rock, and you'll know the logo. As soon as you type in the Bob Rock, you see the logo, you'll know it's me. You can also catch me on Instagram. My IG handle is @Bob_Rock, underscore being the the line, not the word underscore. And if you follow me, I always follow back. So looking forward to seeing you guys on the next episode of the B-Rock RC show, where we will be going to the North American country of Canada. We'll be featuring a track from there in our Track Talk feature. Take care, everyone. See you guys next week. Thank you again for tuning in to the B-Rock RC show, and yeah, we'll catch you again. 100%, bro, we're gonna catch you. Oh yes, that reminds me, I am developing some merchandise for the show. All proceeds are going into my gear to upgrade my PC and get a better mic and maybe a stand, some more lights. So that's where all the funds are going to be going into. And if you guys are interested, you let me know. Follow the page and you will see the updates for those, for the merchandise. Thank you once again. Stay safe. Stickers, please. Yes, bro. I will definitely include that. I didn't give it much thought, but now that you're requesting it, I will definitely do some stickers. Yes, thank you again, guys. Keep well, stay safe. I want to see all these same names pop up back on my feed again. So hence I say, please make sure you wear your mask, or if you're not wearing your mask, please ensure that you take care of your health. Sanitize. We don't want anybody sick. We don't want anybody to lose anybody. I want to see all you guys again. Just as I will do the same, I'll make sure that I keep myself and my family safe. So keep well, take care, see you guys again next week, same time, same place on the B-Rock RC show. Peace, 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 peace.